have a lot I want to discuss. Mirio, Roger, Joy Boy, the One Piece. Chapter 967 really blew me away, but I want to talk about Jump Festa. I meant to talk about it a while ago, but now I'm finally finding the time to get around to it. So, what's Jump Festa? I'm not sure, honestly. But all I know is Oda every year goes to this thing. It's like a celebration in Japan, and Oda every year goes to this thing and he gives a statement about something important in regards to One Piece, and then, we talk about it. And in this case, he made some statements. So what I'm gonna do is I'll read the entire statement, everything that Oda said, and then I have a lot to say about it. Yeah, you see the title and you see the thumbnail, so you have an inclination in regards to what Oda said, and we'll delve a bit deeper into it. So, without further ado, here's Oda's statement from Jump Festa. To everyone who came to Jump Festa, hello. This is famous rapper King Gnu talking. Just kidding, this is Oda Gnu. The year of the 20th anniversary of the One Piece TV anime came in with such energy. There's been so many events, projects, a movie. It sure was jam-packed, wasn't it? I'd like to use this as a chance to say truly thank you so very much to all the staff that was involved. Good job on finishing your work. That said, as for me, I can't quite say good job on finishing. At this point, hitting the brakes isn't an option. Kozuki Oden's adventures, have you been enjoying them? I have to watch out for what is fine to reveal in these chapters while I'm drawing them. If I don't restrain myself, I might end up revealing every secret in the series. That said, while we're focusing on these flashbacks for now, the importance behind Luffy and the others' adventures and the meaning behind their fight so far will soon become clear to us. Luffy doesn't care much about that sort of stuff though, does he? At this point, the Wano Country arc is reaching its core. I've been excited to draw these parts of the arc, so here we go. And on the flip side, Sabo will, Vivi will, Hancock will. Okay, enough of that. And finally, things are starting to develop in such a way that the end game might soon be in sight. Keep an eye out for it. This upcoming year of One Piece will still be an absolute blast, so stay tuned. Ichiro Oda. It's a lot to unpack here. The first part about the rapper stuff, I think, is Oda just messing around at the beginning, and it's here, and this is from the library of Ohara.com. My guy Arthur, you can check it all out on his website. This is his translation of the message. So here Oda says that he has to be careful what he reveals in the flashback, the Oden flashback, because he might end up revealing every secret in the series, which makes a lot of sense because he's touching on Whitebeard, Oden, and Roger, three very important pirates in the history of One Piece. And if you give us too much of them, it's really easy to reveal stuff that you probably shouldn't. So I understand that sentiment. He said the importance behind Luffy and the others' adventures and the meaning behind their fights so far will soon become clear to us, which means that at some point he's going to reveal the end plot. A lot of people speculated this could mean he could reveal the One Piece. That's too easy. That's too simple. I'm thinking he's going to reveal the conspiracy from the Void Century. I think the One Piece does have something to do with the Void Century, but I think he's going to reveal the true reason behind Luffy's fight for freedom. As somebody that's always interested in One Piece information and plot information towards the story, he says the Wano Country arc is reaching its core, which means it's reaching its climax. And while being super excited about these parts of the arc, on the flip side, meaning while the arc is going on, probably Sabo will, Vivi will, Hancock will, and then he ends it with that. And so this is what I want to talk about today. I made a video a few months ago after it was revealed that Kobe was going after Boa Hancock, and a lot of people were upset. And it could be the title, but based on what I said as well, I never once said Kobe was stronger than Hancock. But what I did say is, I understand why Hancock could lose to Kobe. And the driving point behind that was narrative, because there's a lot there to go off of. I think sometimes people forget Hancock and her history, and this even goes to Luffy and her affection for Luffy, where people don't understand or don't remember, I think, how Luffy earned her trust and earned her love. And based on how Luffy was as a character, which is Luffy being Luffy, she became very fond of Luffy. But Hancock's history and why she hates men revolves around her being a slave. And we cannot forget, she has the mark of a slave on her back. And this mark, she doesn't want anyone to see it outside of her circle. So, for me, even though I think Kobe's underrated, I don't think he's as strong as Hancock or as a commander, which I think Hancock is as strong as, I understood why it would make sense for Kobe to win, or Kobe's faction to win. 1, hype for the SSG. 2, you get to raise Kobe's rank, and spoiler alert, not spoiler alert, but message, Kobe's rank is not actually Rear Admiral. It was corrected in the volume, Kobe's still a captain. So if he does accomplish this, definitely Rear Admiral. And 3, an amazing plot point. What I mean is, if Hancock is indeed captured, so many things it plays into. Not only the end game of One Piece, but also Hancock's story. If it's revealed that the warlord, the pirate empress Boa Hancock, was captured and was a slave, not only will the Tenryubito want her back, they will make an example out of her. Maybe they might kill her, or they might do very crazy things to her. Because Hancock has developed a reputation. She's a very strong and proud female, and I think think the Tenryubito would relish in desecrating that. So for Hancock, if she's captured, she would probably get even worse treatment than Kuma, because one, she's a female, two, of who she is. A pirate empress who was a former slave? Oh, she belongs to us. And that starts a whole plot point where Luffy has to go and save Hancock. But it would make sense because Luffy endgame means he should go against the world government. And then the revolutionaries are tied into it. Aha, the revolutionaries. Sabo. The inclination at the end of the chapter 956 that Sabo is either dead, captured, or he did something dastardly. And that's where Vivi comes in. Because Cobra's inquiries about the ancient weapons, and he was already sick. Vivi being the strong female that she is, you would think that the world government, they would want to shut that down. So it's a lot going on with Sabo and Vivi. But Hancock's point, I think this is given credence to Hancock possibly being captured by Kobe. Now in the later chapter, it showed that Fujitora was on his way somewhere. And a lot of people speculate that he was on his way to help Kobe capture Boa Hancock. Why Fujitora is perfect to capture Hancock? He would not be petrified by her because he can't see. So Fujitora is the perfect person to fight her. Her beauty won't work. I don't want Hancock to be captured because I think she's one of the few strong females in One Piece that has been protected, and she hasn't had that fight I think she deserves. But again, Oda isn't really focused on that. He doesn't care about that. The plot and the narrative is more important. So if she falls here, it makes a lot of sense. And then the two warlords that's still free that, you know, they're not going to get captured anytime soon. It's Mihawk and Weevil because they have endgame plot points. Well, Weevil more so Wano stuff with Marco and the Whitebeard pirates, but Mihawk, that's endgame, Zoro. Right? But Hancock, I see no greater purpose for her than motivation for Luffy. And if she's captured and turned into a slave and made an example of, that's even more fuel for Luffy to make a decision and come up with a different answer than the Roger pirates. And I'm going to make a video about the answer at the end of One Piece because we talked about it, rarely talked about it. I'll get into that in another video. However, it then makes Luffy and the revolutionaries' goals align. At this point, Luffy just wants to be free. But when his friends are involved, that changes everything. With Sabo, I don't think he's dead, obviously. I do think he might be captured. If he's not captured, it's somehow tied with Vivi. I believe Vivi is either captured by the world government or Sabo took Vivi because they were trying to kill her as well. At the end of it all, I believe we might see a flashback to the Reverie and giving us an idea of what happened because 956 is giving us the abolishment of the warlord system, the Alabasta stuff, the revolutionaries clashing with Green Bull and Fujitora. It's a lot that we missed. So if Oda's plan is to conclude Wano while giving us what happened to Sabo, Vivi, and Hancock, the climax of Wano and what's going on outside might be even more epic than what happened in Wano. And that has Big Mom and Kaido in one place. I want to temper my expectations because Hancock might come out on top. But what's the purpose of that? If Hancock wins, why you send Kobe? Why mention SSG? They're not capturing Mihawk and they're not capturing Weevil. So where is that validation going to come from? Unfortunately, I think the only character which makes sense here is Hancock because Buggy can't get captured. No, not my Buggy. So yeah, that's about it, guys. What are your thoughts? Do you think this means anything for the climax of Wano? Because Oda did mention the lurking legend stuff back then as well. And that's kind of playing out because we saw M, we saw Odin, we saw Rocks Pirates. We're not sure which one it is. So I think Oda saying this is to put us on guard, to make us think about it. Like, oh, wow, is something going to happen to any of these characters? I really don't know what to expect with this one because I don't want anything to happen to any of these characters. However, something will. I think Sabo and Vivi will be okay. Hancock, I think she's done. Maybe not dead, but she will go back to being a slave. It's extremely sad because once they see the mark on her back, oh man, the Pirate Empress, they're going to have a field day with her. That's a crazy plot point that I don't think Oda is going to pass up. But guys, give me your thoughts. What do you think about all this? Should Oda stop giving us information at Jump Festa? I don't mind it, especially as a content creator. Like, give me more content, Oda. But damn, I think we have a lot to expect, especially with this final chapter of this year, 967. One Piece 2020 might be the best year of One Piece ever, next to Marineford. But yeah, give me your thoughts. Like the video, subscribe. Shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. There was no episode of One Piece this week. That's why there wasn't a reaction. A Mirio reaction is coming because I have a lot of thoughts about that episode. How did you guys feel about that episode? Were you satisfied with that episode of Mirio and Lemillion? Do you feel like the anime did it justice? I know my video recently with One Piece episode 915 people didn't like it because of my opinion on the episode, and coming from a manga reader, I'm going to experience it differently. And for my hero, it was the same thing, but this was supposed to be a moment. I'll get more into it, but how did you guys feel about that episode? Did it fulfill you? I feel like that's been happening recently with the adaptations. The anime sometimes takes certain liberties where they probably shouldn't, and they try to be too creative, where in One Piece, they went super glitz and glamour, and in My Hero this recent episode, they went super sensitive, emotional. It's a unique balance to kind of capture it, and tangent, I don't want to veer off. We'll talk about this another time. So if you'd like to see my reactions, become a patron in the description box down below. Follow me on Twitter at BragoDAce to stay updated. Follow me on Instagram as well at BragoD.Ace. Thank you so much for your support. I do appreciate it. A few more videos before the end of the year. I promise you that. Again, like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.